Yo, yo, yo. Dude, what a morning. What's going on, guys? I'm sorry. Sorry for the late start. What's up? Happy Sunday. Like, I kind of did it to myself a little bit, but also kind of not. We lost an hour of sleep last night, okay? Clocks got moved forward. I was kind of prepared for that, but I also had to stay up and watch my hockey team play a late game last night. Yeah, we had a time change last night. Yeah, we had time change. Yeah, time change last night. So we moved forward an hour last night. Yeah, all of us, nerds. All of us time nerds. Yeah, it was us. It was us. So we lost an hour. We moved forward an hour last night. Also, my hockey team played on the West Coast, so they played a late game last night. So the game didn't even end until after midnight, which means that, like, by the time the game ended, or it was right around midnight, by the time the game ended, it was like time to move forward an hour too. So I got like 4 hours of sleep last night, which for me is not great. So, yeah, but we're here, man. We made it. I'm sorry for the late start and for the start screen being up there for a second and everything too, but it's gonna be one of those days. I'm sorry, man. Sorry, guys. But we're here, and that's what matters, dude. We got video gaming news for March 10th, and then we're going to play probably some more Crab Champions, maybe a little bit of some Vermintide too. Yeah, so it'll be a good day no matter what. It'll be a good day. Yeah. Not all of the world does the time change stuff, right? I don't even know how all of that works, dude. And everybody, like, not everybody does it at the same time and everything, too. It's really wild, dude. It's really weird how that works. So, but yeah, that was for us last night, so we lost an hour. We lost an hour, meaning we jumped forward. Spring forward, fall back, right? That's the way I had to always remember it as a kid. So, good to see everybody. Let's do what we do, baby. Let's get in here and let's take a look at what we got for video gaming news, man. Let's go. So, yeah, Ferret put a link to this. Whoa. In our Discord last night, but I had already kind of talked about it briefly. It wasn't something that I necessarily brought an article up, but we did come across an article talking about the new quality assurance union, workers union by Activision, and I touched on it. I talked about it. It's good to see more of these unions again, so I do appreciate it, Ferret. Thanks for the article in the Discord. But again, like I said, I'd already kind of touched on it, and really the big thing to take away is I mean, it's good to see more of the unionization as far as I'm concerned. More people standing together to make sure they're being treated the right way in the video gaming industry, especially on the front. You know, when you take a look at everything that's happening in the industry, so many people being mistreated. Over the years, we've had so many iterations and examples of that happening. Companies doing this to people, mismanagement, crunch culture, I mean, you name it, you know. And as well as the issues we deal with nowadays of all the firings and or layoffs and a lot of these companies try to do scummy things like, you know, just contract people out for ever and ever without actually bringing them on as full-time employees. So, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff that unions can help with on those fronts, and it's good stuff. So I do appreciate the help with throwing an article my way in the Discord, but we had talked about it a little bit. And, you know, Activision, one of the first big unions to happen in the video gaming industry was under Raven Software, which is a subsidiary of Activision as well. They help with Call of Duty games, stuff like that. I think they're based out of Madison, Wisconsin in the U.S. They were one of the big first unions to happen in the industry from big developers and publishers anyways. And kind of got the ball rolling for a lot of other unions to be started and everything. So not the first Activision union to happen, but this is another good one for sure. Yeah. Warner Brothers leaving developers feeling sick and dizzy. Yeah. I've talked a lot about Warner Brothers here lately. Yeah, Fortnite was down for a long time. We talked about that yesterday. It is back up. My son was experiencing the Fortniteness last night. See this real quick. Okay. Smash the speakers. Okay. Terrible. Now let me see you go. All right. Go off like a bomb. Now let me see you go. But it was down for a long time. There are a lot of people that were angry and about not being able to play their free game. You know? I mean, there are two ways to look at it too. It is a free game. There are a lot of people angry about not being able to play their free game. There are a lot of people that have spent money on that game too. A lot of money. So, but first and foremost, it is a free game. There are a lot of people pissed about not being able to play Fortnite. On the side of Epic, it's never, ever good. Unexpected downtime is always detrimental. It's never good. Because what that means is people are going to go look at other places to play games when they could be in your game. That's never good. Never. And especially extended downtimes. So what happened with Fortnite being down most of yesterday, or most of Friday, I mean, was not good for them overall. I don't want to know. No spoilers, man. Why games fell. That's not hard. Games normally fail because either their performance is bad or their content is subpar. That's why games fail. It's pretty easy. Death of a Wish review. The Father, the Son, and the Catholic Guilt. What is this? Say, look at that real quick. Oh my god, dude. SSX Tricky. The original first SSX game was so good, dude. So good. Still own it on Xbox One, dude. That game was a banger. There's one big reason why everybody is expecting 2025 in large part to be a big year for video games. I'll give you one guess. Yeah, Sinking City 2 looks really good. We touched on this the other day. The Longing 2, nailed it, buddy. You nailed it, dude. That's right. 2025, dude. I knew you'd get it. I knew you'd get it, bro. You're way too smart, dog. Amazers, dog. Oh, man. Oh, dude. Deviation Games is shutting down. We talked about this yesterday. SAG-AFTRA 50-50, if not more likely, to strike against video game companies soon. Yeah. I saw a couple of other articles before this, but let's go ahead and dive into that. God, I can't wait for Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah, it appears that I'm not getting Unicorn Overlord until tomorrow. Probably not until tomorrow after the stream. Unfortunately. Let's go. Nice, dude. Let's go. Yeah, I like it, man. All right. So I get to give Amazon a nice call and some feedback about how misleading their pre-order process was for this game, and see what they have to say about that. I'm not very happy about this. I'm not very happy. I would have been understanding of the game even being maybe here on like today or something, but it's a little absurd. It's supposed to be 1 day shipping, showing you the day the game releases is the day the game ships, and it did. The game shipped on the 8th. Can totally look it up. 1 day shipping, and I'm not getting it until the 11th. Probably the night of the 11th too. So after I receive the game, then I'll be getting a hold of Amazon and being like, yo, this is crap. You guys are terrible. So I don't know. Feels bad, but we'll just keep banging away with what we got, dude, until I get it. It just feels bad that we're missing days worth of game time. We'll have like roughly 10 days to play the game before Dragon's Dogma 2 hits. So I was hoping to have a little more time with the game before that. But guess it is what it is, man. Nice, dude. Awesome. My dude. That's awesome, man. Yeah. Exclusivity has been a thing that most of us gamers, you know, have not enjoyed for a long time now. And the tides are changing a little bit with the exclusivity part. They large in part thanks to Xbox. And it's been in the works for a long time. People want to act like it's just right now where it's happened. It's not. It's been in the works for a while. But it is a more focused thing now that Xbox has come out and been like, yo, we're going to take our first party games over to rival platforms, you know? So I think it's only a matter of time before PlayStation will have to concede to the same notion. Nintendo's a hard sell there. I don't know that I see Nintendo folding that hand for a long time, if ever. It's hard to see that. I don't think PlayStation can hold off forever. But time will tell. Hogwarts Legacy 2's premise could kill 3 birds with 1 stone. I'll wait and watch that one. That game was so balls on PC on release that there's no absolute no way I would play Hogwarts Legacy 2 on release or any of Avalanche's games coming out from under them on release moving forward until they show me they can release an actual optimized PC game moving forward. That felt terrible. Meta is shutting down one of the best games on Oculus on March 15th, people. Yo, what year was Symphony of the Night? 97? It better be the best year from 97, or the best game from, it's right here. It's gotta be 1990. I just want to see this. We'll take a look at the best Konami. Why not, dude? It looks like it's going to be a brief news segment again today, so we'll take a look at that real quick. I just want to know where. I want to make sure Castlevania Symphony of the Night is on there. I think that was a 1997 game. It might have been give or take a year there, but I think it was close. One of my top 5 favorite games of all time. I gotta know where. I gotta make sure it's on that list, dude. I need to fix the schedule today. The schedule needs to be updated, and I'll probably work on that today. Dude, that is a good one. Yeah. Yeah, if you hadn't heard, we touched on this yesterday too. NBA 2K24 releases tomorrow on Game Pass. For anybody interested. That Madge clap, dude. I like that. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I see you, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Lego Mario Kart coming in 2025? Oh, give me a break, dude. Oh, Game Rant, give me a break, dude. You're really gonna play this card? Game Rant really wants to play this card, dude. They want to play this card of Insomniac better watch out because EA is making an Iron Man game and a Black Panther game. Really? You really think that? What are the chances, dude? What are the chances of an EA subsidiary, an EA published Marvel game being better than an Insomniac Marvel game? Come on, man. Game Rant. How much is EA paying you to write this article? You know? I can't help it, dude. Let's pull this up and let's Game Rant's losing some stock with me here. Come on, dude. Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Yo, we're going to be food heavy over the next 2 games. Unicorn Overlord has a lot of like food mechanics, and Dragon's Dogma 2 also does apparently. So we're going to be just food heavy, baby. I'm ready. And then I think there's actually a good food mechanic in No Rest for the Wicked, which we'll be playing after Dragon's Dogma 2 as well. Let's go. I don't really keep up with F1 racing, any racing for that matter. But, you know, I've always enjoyed fast cars. There's been, you know, an amount of, you know, car enthusiast stuff for me in the past and things like that. And what I do know is that Max Verstappen is like a robot, dude. This guy, nobody really stands a chance against this guy. It's really crazy. He just, all this dude does is win, win, win. You know what I'm saying? It's really nuts, dog. It's really nuts, dude. He's like insanely just mechanical, dude. He's like AI. He's like AI that can't be beat. It's nuts, dude. Balatro's on sale on the eShop right now. This would be a really good game for the Switch, actually, too, yo. This would be a dope game for the Switch. I'm going to pull this up just to give people an idea of what they can get Balatro for on the Switch right now. The game is so much fun. It's such a chill game, too. Really, really would play well on the Switch. I think so. Why a Borderlands cinematic universe isn't as crazy as it sounds. No, it's not. The thing that sucks is I don't think it's being done very well. It's... Personally. There are going to be people that disagree. That's fine. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. And honestly, I mean, with Kevin Hart does not strike me as somebody who should have played Roland anyways. Oh, let's go, bro. Yo, dude, that's me. God dang. Yeah, I don't, you know, Kevin Hart does not strike me as the person that should have played Roland in this movie. He only got cast because he was popular, and that sucks. That's the way I feel about it. And I love Jack Black, dude. I love Jack Black. But I still would have preferred to have heard the original voice actor of Claptrap do Claptrap, not Jack Black. You know? But they're not playing towards all of us traditional lovers of the Borderlands universe. They're playing more towards people that don't know anything about Borderlands, which sucks. That sucks. At least that's the way it seems. Oh, dude, here we go. Your most nostalgic Nintendo 3DS games are now dead. There's been some trickle-down effect, dude, happening because of the Nintendo lawsuit against Yuzu. So, Citra is now been shut down as well. Yo, Mass Effect board game coming out later this year for all those interested. Ferret. Davey, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? What it do, bruh? Alright. Probably just stick with this morning. Stick with this, and then we'll go play some games. Cool. Oh. That stupid time change really wrecked me this morning, dude. Oh, my God. Shut up, dude. For real? What's going on, man? So before it auto feeds, it'll like go in a little bit further now before it actually like grabs it and auto feeds it. Is that what you mean? You have to like kind of manually push it in a little bit before it happens or something? It feeds in, or it grabs it normally, but it just goes slow at first and before it pulls it in fast or something? Is that what it is? It's just a slow feed before it actually... That might be more like what you're saying. I didn't see the slow down there to begin with. Yeah, that's probably what you're saying. I'm not very comfortable taking it all apart. Is it affecting anything? Games, everything's still playing right, correctly, right? Right. Are people? Obviously, it sounds like you've looked up things online. Are people saying that it's a sign of the auto feeder, the disc feeder, already wearing out or malfunctioning? Is that what people are saying? I'm not familiar with that issue. That's why I asked. An alignment issue, huh? Interesting. Maybe dust too. Uh-huh. Have you tried just getting some duster, dude, and just blowing in it? Just getting some duster with one of those like red nozzle tubes and just blowing in the entrance to see if that could maybe fix it. If it is a dust issue, that might help. Oh, you have tried, it didn't work. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, I mean, I guess the positive thing there is it's not actually it's I mean, what you could do is potentially flatten that tube out, you know what I mean? Flatten the end of that tube out to where you're still getting the spray out of it, but it's not as circular, it's more of a flat nozzle so that it could actually fit more inside that slot. That might work if you haven't tried that. But you're right. It's a very tight fit, if you will. You know, tight like a tiger, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, I always try and prompt people to get more comfortable with electronics and technology and stuff, as it's always going to be more cost efficient to, especially when things aren't in warranty anymore, to be able to try and fix things yourself. But I would say at this point, if you're not under warranty anymore, and it's not really creating any issues, I wouldn't worry too much, you know. If it's just an initial slow feed before it feeds normally, if it was a slow feed all the way in, I would go, yeah, that's probably bad. It's probably wearing out or something, you know. But if it's just a slow feed to begin with and then it feeds normally, I wouldn't worry too much yet, you know. I wouldn't worry too much yet. Unfortunately, what you would probably have to pay somebody to take a look at it, you know what I mean? It would be a kind of absurd. Because, you know, people charge a lot of money just to, like, take something apart. And just, like, clean it and stuff. Usually, anyways. I don't know. That's a tough one to give some advice on there, buddy. Especially when I don't have any personal experience with it, but my inkling would $30. Oh, just to look at it, $30. Yeah, yeah. And then how much do you trust those people, though? Have you ever taken anything there before? Just to look at it, $30. And then what are they going to tell you is wrong? And what are they going to charge you to fix it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Might as well just buy a new PS5, bro. Yeah. Here's what I would say. If it's just a slow feed, dude, if it's just a slow feed to begin with, and it's not making any kind of bad noises, the reviews have been pretty good. That's good. I would say this would be my advice, buddy. As somebody who's dealt with a lot of electronics and a lot of technology and things like that, done a lot of self-repair on a lot of things, it doesn't sound like something I would be overly concerned with myself. You know what I mean? If it is just an initial slow feed and then it feeds in normally as it has, as long as you're not hearing bad noises, you're not, it doesn't get to a point where it's just stuttering while it's like feeding in. It's not a slow feed the whole time, anything like that. I wouldn't worry too much. If it gets to the point where things like that are happening, then yeah, there's probably something wrong with the feeding mechanism on your PS5. But just an initial slow feed, I wouldn't worry too much. You know? If it gets worse, I would consider probably having it looked at. I wouldn't worry too much on just an initial slow feed, though. Personally. Yeah, the other thing, Davey, what I would tell you is make sure you're checking your discs to ensure that there's nothing happening on the PS5 when it is loading them. Make sure that it's not scratching them or anything either. You know what I mean? It probably is not, but just to be sure, make sure you look at a disc the next time you're putting one in there. Make sure what it looks like. I'm sure you take really good care of your stuff. You seem like that kind of person. Take a look at your disc. Oh, you've checked that? Cool. Just wanted to make sure, dude. Make sure there wasn't something in there that was like hindering it and potentially like scratching the discs and stuff, because then you'd obviously want to get that fixed like right away, right? Cool, man. Cool. Yeah. Lego Mario Kart coming 2025. Mario Kart Ready, Set, Build Racing in 2025. The LEGO Group announced their March 10-day celebrations a little early by revealing that they have been working alongside Nintendo to produce Mario Kart-themed sets, which will debut in 2025. Well, now nobody's going to care about GTA 6, right? Only Mario Kart Lego. And apparently The Longing too, from what Pinky's telling me. That latter one there is just a meme for those of you. Don't get too excited. Nothing official on The Longing 2 yet. Don't get too excited. But we'll keep our ears open for that. Perhaps that will tie in with a new Mario Kart title from Nintendo, but we'll have to wait and see. I've said this the whole time. Mario Kart, I am willing to bet Mario Kart has a new official title coming out of Nintendo to release with the new hardware. I've been saying this for a while. If you've been paying attention to what Nintendo's been doing with Mario Kart as a whole, they have ramped down development on anything Mario Kart that has been out, right? Mobile titles, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, all that stuff. All of the Mario Kart content is done. They've quit making content for the current Mario Kart software. Why? Probably because they're working on creating a new Mario Kart game. Here's the thing. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was a game that came out on the Wii U, and then it was ported to the Switch when the Switch came out. That game is almost 10 years old now. So they're not going to probably port Mario Kart 8 over to the new Nintendo hardware. They're probably going to make a new Mario Kart game. And my inkling was always that they would try to release a new Mario Kart game with that hardware. It would be a huge seller for that software, for that hardware, and it would help the hardware sell as well. So it just makes sense. Expect that. That is what I think is going to be happening here. But this is interesting as well. Let's watch this real quick and let's see.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome
That wasn't
to
Chris
the Lego
Pratt.
Super Mario Day stream. I'm your host, Jack, and I'm super excited to be meeting these unexpected guests. Hi, hello, bonjour, guten tag. Who are you, and how did they get in?
We're the Jonases.
We got her through the secret door.
Good to hear. Well, we're just beginning a stream celebrating Mario Day, and we've got 3 fantastic Lego Super Mario playsets to showcase, and a very special announcement at the end of the stream. So I guess if you wouldn't mind being good, quiet, unexpected guests, that would be great.
Sure.
You won't even know we're here.
And we'll be quiet as mice.
First up, we have something really special. Lego designer Marvin is going to tell us all about the Bowser Express train set. It's totally new, totally
I do love
awesome.
Bowser.
But just between you and me, Marvin's a little bit nervous about his appearance.
It might be
today.
turning into
He's
Bowser.
been practicing and preparing and rehearsing for weeks now. So let's give him a big, encouraging round of applause. Take
Large.
it away, Marvin.
Angry, but instead of stealing princesses, I just steal food. Weird camp. Wait.
Hi, I'm Marvin, designer on the Lego
What?
Super Mario
Nice,
team.
dude.
Today
Oh,
I'm here
that's
to
a
tell
good
you
one,
everything
dog.
about this new
Wow.
awesome Bowser Express
Yeah.
train set,
All right.
which I was lucky enough
Yo,
to be
let's
the
get to
concept
this,
designer on.
let's get to this
So
Mario
the first
Kart,
thing I should probably tell you about the set.
Why did you guys want to create this set?
We're not
we
going to
took
watch all this Lego
inspiration
crap. Let's
from-
get to the end of this. I'll link it. You guys can look at all the, if you're a Lego aficionado, you can watch all the Lego stuff you want, but this is about video games, man, not building blocks. Interesting. Okay, well, that's all we get out of that. So, interesting. If you want to watch all the Lego stuff, by all means, that's all they were giving us for the Lego Mario Kart stuff right there. That was the end of that. Music! How EA's Marvel games may already beat Insomniac to the punch. Okay, look, dude. Oh my god. As if, first and foremost, the superhero stuff wasn't just getting real played out. Okay. I think that it's shown a bit through how even some of the better games that have come out in the superhero aspect of things, take Midnight Suns, Guardians of the Galaxy, those games were supposed to be very good. They didn't sell very well. People are I think, getting a little bit bored of how polluted the superhero franchises are just getting non-stop play, dude, in the entertainment industries. And the video games are not immune to that. People love their superhero stuff, you know, and there's no doubt about it. But there's also something to be said for video games are video games. And if you want your games to sell well, you know, to be good, you're not going to be immune to the effects of a subpar profit or revenue on a product if you don't make good content. We've seen it. Suicide Squad. And I'm much more apt to dive into something that has anti-heroes or villains in it than I am something with heroes most of the time. And I knew Suicide Squad was going to be trash. I called it way before that game came out. And it was not very good. It wasn't trash. It wasn't a total dumpster fire, but it wasn't very good either. And so, I mean, this is, I want to know what Game Rant's saying here. That's why I brought this up. the thing that is a bit of a turnoff for me about what they're saying here is, first and foremost, you're going to try and compare EA's products to Insomniac. Bro, get wrecked. Okay? EA is disgusting. Do they occasionally come out with a decent game? Yeah, because their reach is too big. They've got too many subsidiaries. Insomniac constantly pushes out bangers. Okay? Spider-Man games, I have no doubt that Wolverine is going to be phenomenal. Right? They've got Wolverine coming out. Apparently, it's looking like we could get Wolverine by next year. And then you're going to have Game Rant trying to say that EA's Marvel games may have already beat Insomniac to the punch. I don't know. You know, we've got from EA, we've got incoming Iron Man game, Black Panther game, and I'm sorry, man, but these kinds of games coming out from underneath EA, I think what is unfortunate is that most people need to understand that while I'm sure there are a ton of Iron Man fans and a ton of Black Panther fans out there, you have to understand who's behind the production of this game. It's EA. And are they going to care first and foremost about the quality of these products they're pushing out? No, it's about dollar signs. You know, that's what this is about. I mean, these are businesses. I get it. That's always going to be a focus. But good gaming companies have a focus on great content to build long-standing communities and a long-standing customer and fan base, which in turn relates to building long-standing good business foundation in the gaming industry. EA's lost their way on that front. We just talked the other day, maybe even yesterday, about EA's released a bunch of their iconic early titles on Steam now. We're talking about games that made EA into this big juggernaut of a company, right? Populous, the Dungeon Keeper games, Command and Conquer games, you know, stuff like that. Dude, EA was phenomenal. SimCity, phenomenal back in the day. Incredible. And they're just not even a semblance of who they were back then. They're just so gross, you know? And so when I hear things like this, it makes me wonder exactly what Game Rant's trying to get across here. You want to try and compare the kind of content and quality game-wise that EA is gonna be producing in comparison to what Insomniac does. Dude, get wrecked if that's what this is. There's just no way. And it leads me to believe that Game Rant and Cameron Swan here has to be in EA's pocket. That's gross, dude. EA? Yeah. So they're talking about the shared universe stuff. Okay. So, yeah. So, EA is developing 3 Marvel games that could potentially create a shared universe similar to... Could potentially. This is not official yet. What up, Syke? What's up, buddy? Insomniac has already confirmed their Spider-Man and Wolverine games are set in the same universe, right? So they're meshing these worlds together. We're going to have timelines. You're going to start seeing if they do anything like... You're probably going to see maybe Spider-Man end up in the Wolverine game potentially, to where, you know, the timelines are matching up. Things are happening at the same time. Potentially more superheroes could end up, you know, villains, superheroes, anti-heroes, things like that. I don't think EA has anything official on that front yet. But let's be fair here. I mean, who are you going to trust to do this better anyways? I would trust Insomniac to do this better than EA. I mean, come on, man. While this Marvel Cinematic Universe may be stagnating, Marvel fans still have plenty to look forward to in the gaming space. Despite the infamously disappointing Marvel's Avengers, yeah, Marvel has had a pretty good run in the video game industry over the last few years. Spider-Man, Midnight Suns, Guardians of the Galaxy, both of these games, which I just name dropped, were supposed to be very, very good plays, but they didn't sell very well, unfortunately. Spider-Man 2, all critical successes. Only the beginning of what could easily be Marvel's video game golden age. Right now, there are at least 6 big budget Marvel games that are definitely in development. Insomniac's got Wolverine. Skydance is developing Black Panther and Captain America. Yikers, dude. Captain Tryhard. And Arcane has a Blade game. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yo. Alright. Yeah. Insomniac. Yeah, dude. Yo, Insomniac's a great developer. But let's be fair here. I trust Insomniac. I trust Insomniac to make great content. But I'll also say, what was the main storyline of Spider-Man 2? The main campaign, main storyline part of that game only took like 15 hours to get through. That's a little bit underwhelming, I think. You know, I would prefer to see a big AAA developer pushing out a game at a big AAA price point, giving people, you know, a 25-hour main storyline campaign. Not that there wasn't side content to do too, but 15 hours seems a little bit lackluster to me, a little bit bleak. But no doubt that they make really good content. So I'm excited for Wolverine, as I know a lot of people are. Wolverine's always been a big part of, you know, always been my favorite X-Men. I've always liked Wolverine's persona and stuff, and so I'm a little bit biased there. AAA, the new C tier, yeah, because now it's quadruple A, bro. Yeah. Oh man. So here's the thing. They want to try to drop Arcane, announcing that they're doing Blade. Bro, if anybody is trusting Arcane right now to make a decent Blade game, you're out of your mind. Because nobody wants to talk about the most recent thing that Arcane did, which was another vampire game, right? Called Redfall, which was Red Balls. It was terrible. Red failed. Red Balls. I don't care what you want to call it. That game sucked. They were trying to hype it up as something really good. And has Arcane made some bangers, some good, very good titles in the past? Absolutely. Absolutely. They've made, you know, Dishonored. They've done a lot, so I can't think of all of it off the top of my head right now, man. I'm tired this morning, dude. We lost an hour of sleep last night. I stayed up late watching a West Coast Stars game. And dude, I'm really, really, really tired. What up, Soup? Nice sight. Very nice. But they've definitely made some. Oh, they've done like Deathloop, Dishonored. They've got a lot of titles that were pretty good. But the most recent thing they did was Redfall. And it was bad. And now they want to make another vampire game and try and get people to buy into that too. I'm sorry, dude. You can't do that. I think that people have to look at the most recent thing and companies pushed out and be, you know, with that notion, Arcane, you know, people have to be a little bit hesitant about what Blade could potentially end up being, you know. EA has a total of 3 Marvel games currently in development, including Iron Man from Motive, Black Panther from Cliffhanger, and a third unknown project. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, for anybody that's a fan of Iron Man and Black Panther, these games are coming out from under EA. That sucks. While EA's plate is precariously full, its approach could pave the way for its own Marvel universe to beat Insomniac's to the punch. Come on, man. Get wrecked. So all they're really trying to get across here is that EA's Marvel games could cement a shared universe before Insomniac. But it won't be as good. Dude, I'll bet on that. I'll bet money on that. There's no way it'll be as good. EA sucks, dude. Yeah, and this is speculation too. We know Insomniac's doing this. We don't know that EA is doing this, right? So, I don't know. This is, I think, more of an article about the hopefulness of Cameron Swan here being a Marvel fan and what could potentially be coming into the realm of possibilities here in the gaming universe for fans of Marvel. You know, seems more like what this is. There's a lot of speculation here, not a lot to go off of, other than the fact that we know Insomniac is doing this shared universe. People, if you're really hopeful about what EA is going to be doing with Marvel games, what Arcane's going to be doing with Blade, I think you should hinder your expectations based off of historic, you know, recent historical products that they've done. You know, be careful. Why am I a gambler? I'm not. Extremely, dude. I like that, Davey. Yo, that works really well, dude. Extremely awful, yeah. Nice, dude. I'm no gambler, dude.
Hey, Vancouver-based EA.
There we go. Perfect.
EA.
What up, Ferret?
There it is. Sorry, guys. It's so hard
There
to
it
say that
is.
without-
Balatro is good, and you know it. You know it. You're just hating because you had family members that went, "Oh, you're playing a card game? You gotta be gambling." It's crazy. This game actually would play very, very well on the Switch. Very well on the Switch. Jedi Survivor, content-wise, I'm sure was very good. Performance-wise, it was trash. It was like a 0 out of 10. This is not Gamba. For anybody that is not aware, there was a lot of misconception. This Balatro is a game built on... I want to be very, very clear here, seriously. Soup is trolling right now, but there's this is a very, very good game that has nothing to do with gambling at all. And the developers, unfortunately, have had to deal with a lot of misinformation being spread around, even from the PEGI organization that rates games in like Europe and stuff, because they were trying to say that it promotes gambling. It does not. They are adamantly against gambling. This was a game built to have fun with. It has no gambling mechanics in it. It does not promote gambling at all. And I want to make sure that people are very, very understanding and clear on this fact. Balatro is a game. It's a roguelike game that is built around the premise of playing poker. The more you play it, the more you unlock. It's got this whole concept of incorporating wild, different like jokers into the deck and stuff that can do different things for building different decks that give buffs and debuffs and stuff like that to the way you play poker. But there is no real life money to ever be spent in this game. It is just a game for fun. Does not promote gambling at all. And I want to make sure that's very, very clear. I know that Soup's just kind of trolling there a little bit, but I don't want misinformation being spread. It's a very good game. It's an independent developer. They deserve to have all the recognition for how good this game is, and for people to understand that it is just a game for fun. You know, that people don't need to be misinformed about the fact that this has anything to do with gambling, for sure. So this game's great. We played it on stream for about 4 or 5 days, and it is a game that I think would play very, very well on something like the Switch, man. Popular card game Balatro is back for sale on the eShop, Nintendo eShop, after the game was removed from digital sale fronts due to an unforeseen ratings change. Yeah, so what happened here is... they're going to explain. The company explained at the time that a reaction to an overnight change to Balatro's age rating from 3+ to 18+ by the PEGI ratings board without any advance warning due to a mistaken belief that the game contained prominent gambling imagery and material that instructs about gambling. The game is now available to purchase on the UK eShop, with other stores presumably to follow. Cool. So it looks like they got it fixed. Yeah, it looks like they got it fixed. So here's the thing that was crazy. So Balatro was originally rated by the PEGI board as a 3+ game. They had worked with the developers of Balatro. The Balatro developers had proven to them there's nothing about gambling in this game. There's no real world money to be spent on the game besides purchasing the game up front. It does not promote gambling. We are anti-gambling, you know what I mean? Like, and then there, you know, the PEGI ratings board was like, okay, cool. Yeah, so this will just be a 3+. They rated it, the game released, and then after the game released, like within the first like 4 days, 5 days, something like, I don't know, maybe a week, they went back, the PEGI ratings board went back and re-rated the game to 18+ and pulled it off the shelves in basically most of Europe. You know, in a lot of other countries, it got pulled and everything too, and the developers were going, "What happened, dude? What's going on?" So they had to put out a bunch of statements. The developers of Balatro had to put out a bunch of statements and go, "Look, man, we don't know what's happening right now. We thought we had this sorted. We worked with rating boards officials, and this was supposed to be a 3+. It was originally, and but apparently they're getting it sorted out, so that's good." Saw GTA 6 in your dreams? You were probably 80 years old in your dreams too. Yeah, probably so. Your most nostalgic Nintendo 3DS games are now dead. There's been a trickle-down effect here, guys. If you didn't catch the news about the Yuzu stuff, the Yuzu emulator that got shut down by Nintendo, we talked a lot about it. I'll hopefully have an article on YouTube here pretty quick about it. I'm a little bit behind on some of the YouTube content stuff. You call me a McChicken, bro. That's a new one. That's funny. That's a new one, dude. Call me a McChicken, dog. Yo, McChicken sounds good right now. I'd eat a McChicken. That's funny, dude. So there's been this like trickle down effect happening where a bunch of other Nintendo emulators are like shutting up shop, man. And I think I have to believe that a lot of it's because a lot of them are scared. So again, emulators are a very good utility and tool for preserving video gaming history. It's unfortunate, Nintendo's railroaded a lot of people for a long time, right? You better be close to your mouth, though. You're not wrong, dude. Yeah, I'm fat. I'm hungry. So, this is a weird situation. I've talked a lot about Nintendo comes off to me as one of the most disgusting console, companies in the industry because of how poorly they've treated their customers over the years. There's never any backwards compatibility. They always want to try to make their customers double and triple dip, just like, for instance, we were talking about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe earlier. That game released on the Wii U. And then they came out with the Switch hardware right after that. So everybody that bought that game on the Wii U had to rebuy that game on the Switch if they wanted to play it on the Switch, which is stupid. You shouldn't have to do that. There's no reason for that. You shouldn't have to buy a game again just because the company came out with new hardware. That's terrible. That's so stupid. That's one of the reasons that PC is such a much better platform for people to play on than console is. Console's been playing this like run around on people, scamming people like that for such a long time. Feels terrible. They're always taking away historic, access to older platforms, older content, not worrying about preserving video gaming history. You don't usually have to worry about that, at least not to the extent on console. On PC's much better about it. So there's just a lot of things. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There are pros and cons to both sides. Don't get me wrong, but the businesses themselves, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, they've been very, very bad about quality of life. They've been very bad about, treating their customers the right way as far as I'm concerned, things like that. PS5's just a paperweight, dude. We all know that. Okay, we've confirmed this. It's just a paperweight. Don't worry about it. Look at Soup losing his mind, dude. Go get me a McChicken, dude. Now I'm hungry. So the thing that's crazy is, you know, then we have to deal with a situation where Davey, I knew Davey wouldn't like that either. The Yuzu platform got shut down. It was an emulator, but what was happening was, obviously, as I've expressed before, I think that emulators are a very, very useful tool for preserving video gaming history, where, like I said, Nintendo, other console players have done a very poor job, in large part, at giving us access to their historical content. People still play older platforms, but they can't access the content anymore because it just gets shut down. Emulators give us they preserve video gaming history, basically. They allow us to play the games that aren't accessible by the developers themselves anymore. And emulators give us a very nice way to preserve that and access that content. But people are always going to use technology for ill will or you know, malicious ways, and many people used Yuzu to circumvent actually buying modern video gaming hardware and software. So they would basically pirate the Switch hardware and software just by emulating it, right? And that's not acceptable either, and that's why they got shut down, right? That's why they got shut down. So do these companies do bad stuff to us too? Absolutely. But they don't ever have to pay the price for it, right? But these companies that start off with this premise of doing good by us, people use it for ill will. They use it for bad. And unfortunately, you know, because Nintendo is so big, they end up having to pay the price, which for Yuzu was they got a cease and desist. They had to shut down. They're being charged a $2.4 million settlement that they have to pay to Nintendo, which is crushing, right, for them. And now you're seeing other companies, it looks like, that host emulators for Nintendo content as well, like Citra, probably shutting up shop because they're afraid of what a potential settlement in a lawsuit would cost them that they wouldn't be able to cover, you know. But let's take a look at this. Yeah, exactly. TLDR, Yuzu devs talked about piracy in their chats. Well, I mean, to what extent though? That's why they just surrendered. Because I mean, were they talking about the fact that people were literally, you know, people were using it for piracy, or that their software was intended for piracy reasons? There's a difference, dude. There's a difference. Yeah. Oh, you got the link? Okay. Nintendo's aggressive litigation led to the demise of Citra, crippling 3DS game preservation efforts and accessibility for fans. Legal battles against emulation developers reveal an imbalanced system favoring financially backed companies like Nintendo. Exactly like I was just talking about, right? It's not like Nintendo hasn't done wrong by us, man. You know what I mean? These big companies have done very, very poorly by us as fans and as consumers. But whenever we try to get our dues for the things that we should get, obviously there are people that ruin that for us as well. But Nintendo always makes sure this stuff gets shut down. Nintendo is the quickest of them all. Of all these console players, these console companies, they're the fastest. They will always go, we're going to shut down, like they just did. They just shut down the Wii U eShop. They just shut down the 3DS eShop, right? And then they'll turn around real fast and go, don't you dare access any of that content that we just took away. Your legit ways of accessing that, we just took all that access away. But don't you dare go find an emulator to go run that content on. Don't you dare do it, because we will wreck anybody and everybody that does. It feels terrible. It feels terrible. You know, it sucks. Nintendo's always been bad. The fall of Citra impacts 3DS gaming accessibility, highlighting the need for emulation in preserving video gaming history, like I just talked about, right? Look, you guys know how I feel about this. I've talked about this extensively here recently. I understand why people have resorted to piracy to an extent. We've been jaded by this industry over time. We've all been baited by bad products. A lot of people have resorted to piracy to try products before they decide whether the products are good enough to buy. If the products are actually worth the money, right? I understand that. I don't do that. I have decided to pay more attention to the companies themselves and how they conduct their business, the quality of their products historically, and how I decide to approach games, right, from different companies. Whether or not I'm comfortable enough to buy a game on release or pre-order it, whether or not maybe I'm a little bit hesitant because of things I've seen in the past or recently from companies, so maybe I'll wait a day or two to see what reviews say, or companies that I absolutely just will not engage in their products at all. I will not support companies. You know what I mean? It's all about paying attention for me, which is why I try to, drive people and educate people on the way that I do things to help promote a healthier industry for all of us all the way around. But it's not an easy thing. Not everybody has the time or even the want to dive into it the way I do, and I understand that. So I know why people have resorted to piracy to an extent. Some people just want to steal. Some people just want to cheat the system, and I'm not a fan of that. That's not healthy for the industry all the way around, right? So I'm not about that. I don't condone piracy myself. I understand why some people have resorted to doing it, because we've been duped. We've been cheated so many times. So many of us are jaded by the things that have happened. Bad game releases, games that are unfinished, or games that have not fulfilled the promise of content that these companies and publishers have told us the games would have, and then it's very, very lacking on those fronts when the game actually comes out. That sucks. It shouldn't be that way. And there's nobody to protect us from that kind of stuff in this industry, right? It's very Wild West, if you will. Only we can protect ourselves. So I understand a lot of there's a lot of gray area in it. Roughly 1 year after Nintendo closed the eStore for the 3DS company has now caused the leading 3DS emulator Citra also to cease development, creating a vacuum for the console game's preservation and access. The end of Citra is collateral damage resulting from the latest Nintendo's aggressive litigation decisions. This is an inarguably tragic result for game preservation. Fans with the resources to purchase increasingly expensive 3DS hardware and game titles on the secondary market do nothing to financially benefit either Nintendo or the original publishers. Nintendo has harmed access to games it has no financial stake in. Note, the 3DS eStore and Wii U eStore closed on March 27th at the same time as the eStore for the Wii U. Cutting off any avenue to profitable software sales for those consoles. Emulation is critical for game preservation. Even the official sources for prior generation games primarily make use of emulation rather than duplicating the original hardware, as seen with everything from the official licensed games on the Evercade console series to Nintendo's own Switch online service. Fans of older generation games can use the Steam Deck for emulation, a PC, or even dedicated emulation portables. Citra was not flawless, and it still had a way to go before achieving the goal of full compatibility with the entire 3DS library. Thanks to Nintendo, 3DS game preservation has been set back immensely once again. Unfortunately, once again. Now, what I will show you is I have a link here to a community that is doing... Hold on. Let me pull that up in a different tab. Doing some good work for everybody that was a fan of the 3DS and Wii U. So this is called the Pretendo Network. And so we came across this probably about 4 or 5 months ago. I made sure to bookmark this because this is important, I feel. And I think that communities like this need to be lifted up. They need to be promoted as just a gaming enthusiast myself. I'm not affiliated. I just found out about it, and I think this is an amazing thing that just a passionate group of other gaming enthusiasts are doing. They've taken it upon themselves to try and preserve the Nintendo side of gaming that Nintendo doesn't care about, you know? So this is called Pretendo. Game servers recreated. Pretendo is a free and open source replacement for Nintendo servers for both the 3DS and Wii U, allowing online connectivity for all even after the original servers are discontinued. So you can see they've got like progress tracker for a lot of the games and stuff. About Us, Pretendo is an open source project that aims to recreate Nintendo Network for the 3DS and Wii U using clean room reverse engineering. As our services would be both free and open source, they can exist long after the inevitable closure of Nintendo's network. They've got a frequently asked questions section. How do you use it? Will it work on emulators? Will it support the Wii and the Switch? All kinds of stuff, man. But it's looking like a very good thing that they're doing. They've got an about section, documents, progress, all that stuff. So if you're interested, take a look at this, okay? Wait, what? Got rid of it, history save it. Look at the screenshots in that account. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, okay, thanks. What account is this, dude? Are these the ones? The fact their chats went public was worse. Yeah, they probably wouldn't have stood a chance anyways. But yeah, this definitely didn't help anything if that's the case. Scroll up. I miss them. God dang, that was some gross stuff there. Oh, is this it? That's not it. I don't think wait, what? I don't know exactly what I need to be looking for here, dude. I'm supposed to be finding flipping them talking about how this was intended to be used for piracy or whatever. There's so many flipping images, dude. I haven't seen anything that talks about piracy yet. Distributing game files. Look, man, here's the thing, though. That doesn't necessarily mean piracy. That's what I'm trying to get across to people. So look. Emulation is literally, you have to have the game files. And here's the thing about emulation as well. I've talked about this previously, okay? So for people that don't understand, and this is part of that gray area, for people that don't understand this, though, you can emulate the Switch, and you can emulate Breath of the Wild, you could emulate Tears of the Kingdom, as long as you own that hardware and you own that software. And there's a reason why so many people like to emulate modern Nintendo hardware and software on their PCs. It's because their hardware is trash. It's old. It was an amazing console, don't get me wrong, but their hardware is balls. It's old, it's busted, it's slow, it's limited. People like to emulate it on PC, and it's legal to do that as long as you own it. If you own the hardware and you own the software outright, meaning you've got the Switch and you've got that cartridge, or you own the digital copy of it, you can emulate it. That's fine. So when they're talking about distributing game files, what were they talking about? Distributing the game files is a matter of just getting it on their system so that people could emulate it? Or were they legitimately talking about pirating, setting up the system so people that could, in fact, deliberately pirate stuff? That's the thing that you have to understand about this. Emulation is about game files. It's about game files. It's about the hardware files. It's about all that stuff. So just because they talked about this distribution of it, unless they deliberately were going, we're doing this, there's and that was a lot of stuff to sort through. But people have to understand the difference between that stuff, right? So just because they were talking about distribution of game files doesn't necessarily mean that they were talking about deliberately making sure people were able to pirate things. That's not necessarily the case. It could have been, but not necessarily either. Warner Brothers leaves developers feeling sick and dizzy. Sometimes. Sometimes. According to Nintendo, all the time. Right? According to Nintendo, all the time. Yeah. Oh, dude, Davey, me too, buddy. Me too. And Soup, I appreciate you giving me the link and everything, but that's some hard stuff to sort through right there. If I had, definitive images to, kind of narrow down exactly what they were talking about, that's a little bit easier, but, man, that was a lot of stuff to try and sift through right there. Me too, buddy. Yeah, we're playing both of them, so I'm really stoked, dude. I'm really stoked. Thought we'd be playing Unicorn Overlord right now, but I've got to get at Amazon. I got to get at Amazon for it, dude. I'll never pre-order another game through Amazon. This is terrible. I've got to hit them up and give them a piece of the old OA mind, the old three-head, as it were. Give them an old piece of the three-head mind, I'm a little bit upset, if you couldn't tell. Feels bad. Wish Ori was on PlayStation. Yeah, the Ori games are good. In my opinion, that's right, Psych. Yeah. I'm a bit rage mode on it right now. I'm pretty upset. I feel very misled. Very misled about the situation. Not very happy. But we'll still have good days playing games. But I was really, really psyched. You know, I don't often get the feels about games. You know what I mean? Like that. I don't let myself get hyped up too much anymore. And I'm really hyped up about Unicorn Overlord. So playing it late now makes me feel really bad because Amazon kind of screwed me. That feels bad. Psych. Yeah, dude. So the Ori games are very good, Davey. They are very good. Obviously, they're a different genre of game than what we're getting with No Rest for the Wicked, right? So they're very pretty. They're even as far as the Metroidvanias are concerned, and they differ a little bit between the first and the second, but they are like 2.5D platforming Metroidvanias, right? The first one was more of just like an escape game to me. It didn't have the true sense of a Metroidvania. What I always consider a true Metroidvania is a game that has boss fights. Decent to very good boss fights. And the first Ori game had very few, if I remember correctly, very, very limited boss fights. It was mostly just about escaping, like escape sequences and stuff, which were fun and cool, but it wasn't. It was missing a key part of what I like in my Metroidvania games. The second one had more of it, and but they're both very, very good games. Don't get me wrong; they're both very good games. And I definitely think people should experience them, no doubt. They're beautiful, very well developed. All the other core aspects of Metroidvanias are there, very neat games. And I enjoyed them very much. So, yeah, I mean, if anybody gets the chance to play them, I highly recommend them. They're good. They're very good. No Rest for the Wicked. Dude, I'm super psyched for that one. Super psyched. Yeah. So let's take a look at this. We've talked a lot about Warner Brothers here recently. Warner Brothers leaves developers feeling sick and dizzy as more Adult Swim games are being delisted. Yep. Only fair to transfer no one's games since they can't do them all. Yep. We've seen a lot about this here recently. Basically, found it, almost deleted. What is this? Beat it. They were stupid, just not in the way you think. Showing evidence of transferring Switch game files in Patreon channel. Oh. Yep. Meet me at the club. The drinks they be flowing. Meet me at the club. Everyone going. If you ain't got a milli. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So that's what that was. This is actually in the Patreon. I thought this was like in Discord or something. Yeah. This that's also, this is actually a really good point here as well. Yo, thanks, Soup. Thanks, buddy. That's like the #1 rule of this crap. Host the emulator. That's it. Don't dabble in hosting of the game files. Yeah, you're much safer separating yourself on either one of those fronts. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they were definitely trying to like business, monetize this and get away with doing both and everything. So yeah, I mean, they put themselves in hot water, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And it's again, most people are going to look at this situation and go, yeah, if you're putting modern hardware, modern game files out there, most people are going to be pirating it. Most people aren't going to be grabbing it after they already own it just to emulate it on their PC. Most people aren't doing it in a legit fashion. Let's be fair, okay? Who buys a Switch and goes, hey, let's dump games? Some people do. Yeah, most people are going to be pirating this kind of stuff. I mean, let's not sugarcoat this, you know. I mean, that's obviously what's happening here, you know. But there are people that definitely like to, because we've talked about this for a long time, right? The Nintendo hardware is old. It's been old. It doesn't play super well. And being able to emulate your games and that hardware on better hardware is much better. And some people enjoy doing that, right? Some people enjoy that. But most people are using this for ill will, right? That's for sure. And I mean, it does seem like Yuzu set themselves up for failure. Absolutely, right? And I appreciate this, Soup. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. It was hard for me to just, you know, it felt like I was going to be diving through, you know, nested articles of trying to figure out exactly what I was looking for. So thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like they brought it upon themselves, you know? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. So we've touched on this past couple of days here. I'll keep running on this. Thank you, Soup. I appreciate it, buddy. The Warner Brothers is basically just delisting all their Adult Swim games and stuff. They're done hosting this kind of content. So Sound Dodger Plus and Fist Puncher are both due to vanish, following the footsteps of puzzle game Small Radio's Big Televisions, whose developer announced its imminent delisting earlier this week. They also released the game Small Radio's Big Televisions for free on PC in response at this link if anybody's interested, okay? Touched on that a couple of days ago. All of these games were published by Adult Swim Games, who are now owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. It increasingly seems like that all Adult Swim games are going to be delisted, although as of right now, most developers say that they have not been contacted. We've asked that Warner Brothers simply transfer the game to our Steam publisher account so that it can stay active, but so far they have said no, with the reason being that they made the universal decision not to transfer the games back to the original studios, do not have the resources to do so. No, the transfer process is not complicated. It likely takes about 2 minutes on their end. Yeah. Studio Bean confirmed that Sound Dodger Plus would be delisted in the next 60 days. I sent Warner Brothers the Steam transfer link, explained that it takes 3 clicks. They still refused, claiming it would only be fair to transfer no one's games since they can't do them all, the developer tweeted. This is an excuse by Warner Brothers. They don't want to give anybody these games for free. They're just being scumbags. Quote, they are allowing me to republish to Steam with 0 reviews and 0 wish lists as long as I remove any and all mention of Adult Swim in the game, including team members in the credits. I'm all for games preservation, and this ain't it, Chief. Sound Dodger Plus will apparently remain available via itch.io. Everybody else that has a game on there is like panicking. You can read the rest of this, but we've been hyper aware of this situation for a few days now to a week. It's not looking good. Not looking good. Immediately upon the startup of Death of a Wish, I'm asked to name someone important to me, someone I would die for. This is a bold question to ask the player out of the gate. However, I should have seen it coming. Death of a Wish is a game all about found family, love, grief, and sticking it to those who have done you wrong. God, I love this song, dude. I like this song, dude. It is as cool as a video game, one that more than earned asking a player to think of the mortality of someone close to them. I just wish it were also one that would every now and then play it a little straight and be just that little bit more parsable. What is this? The art style is interesting. Man, I need to make chicken, dude. I'm McHungry. Dang it, soup. Opium? Hey, what? You eating poppies, dude? What is this? What are you talking about? Yeah, poppies. Yeah. Nice, yeah. I was tripping there for a second. I was like, oh, Jesus, dude. Pinky might not be able to carry today. It's an interesting looking game. Death of a Wish. Hopefully they were pink poppies, you know. Sequel to the 2018 video game Luca Born of a Dream. This did not occur to me until about 3/4 through Wish's runtime. Doesn't matter too much, as the premise is very simple and standalone. Your name is Christian, Chris for short, tasked with uniting amongst a new group of friends. You are to challenge and end the cult that cruelly raised you. Spearheading this cult is the figureheads in the Father, the Son, the Cardinal, and the Priest. Taking them out and order will be restored. 15 or so hours to tackle the game. Interesting. It looks kind of neat, dude. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but if it looks cool to you, I'll let you read it. It's a very detailed synopsis of what the or summary of what the game provides. They rated this as an 8. Unbelievably unique and striking visual design, excellent themes of Catholic guilt, queer identifying and finding oneself, diverse combat system with plenty of specialization options, and a very good parry system. Negative, easy to get lost in the world. Some of the flowery language, though beautiful, will be lost on the player. Death of a Wish is a great moody action game that's worth adding to your list of must-play 2024 indies. Narrative with textbook Catholic guilt, heartfelt journey of self-discovery, and the exploration of queer acceptance. With its pulsating chalk-like line work that makes the images and action leap off the page, a diverse combat system, and an oh-so-satisfying parry to boot. Boot style and substance are at the forefront of the game at all times, though you can occasionally get lost in the weeds of the prose-like writing and confusing map design. It's hard to stay mad long at Death of a Wish. Very cool video game. Nice. Yo, what up, True? You gonna play some Crab Champions with us today? You're still taking care of the nieces? What's going on? Yo, if you want to take a look at the rest of this summary, there it is. That looks pretty neat. SAG-AFTRA 50-50, if not more likely to strike against video game companies soon, Duncan Crabtree, Ireland says. Okay. So what we got here? There may soon be another actor strike in Hollywood, this time against the video gaming industry. SAG-AFTRA National Executive Director Duncan Crabtree Ireland weighed in on the possibility while giving updates on the union's negotiations on its interactive media agreement during a Saturday panel at SSXW. Currently in bargaining with all the major game studios, the biggest sticking point is AI. Yeah. He said during the Q&A hosted by Brendan Vaughn, editor-in-chief of Fast Company, which dealt with the intersection of Hollywood and artificial intelligence. He continued, we have strike authorization on that contract, and it is, at this point, at least 50-50, if not more likely, that we end up going on strike in the next 4 to 6 weeks because of the inability to get past these basic AI issues. It's been well over a year since the Guild's video game contract, known as the Interactive Media Agreement, was extended beyond its original expiration date. A little bit longer. Word. Yeah, I kind of thought you probably did. SAG-AFTRA's last strike against the gaming companies was in 2016 to 2017, lasting 183 days. In September, members authorized a strike authorization on this current contract. Vote was 98.32% in favor. A total of 34,687 members cast ballots, representing a voting 27.47% of eligible voters. Uh-oh, dude. This is fine. Just let's watch the world burn. Oh, nice, dude. Papega gun. Yo, it's going to be a good day, dude. We got Papega gun out. Let's go. Nice, Drew. The Guild's board and negotiating committee had already voted unanimously to recommend the authorization vote, which required 75% approval of voting members to pass. With the overwhelming support, the National Board does have the authority to call a strike at any time if negotiations fail. Many of the issues between the two contracts are similar, including wages and artificial intelligence. Chief Contracts Officer Ray Rodriguez previously said that the Guild is committed to negotiating language to prevent the exploitative uses of AI. 10 companies facing a possible strike are Activision, Blindlight, Disney, Electronic Arts, Epic, Formosa, Insomniac, Take-Two, VoiceWorks, and WB. Another strike incoming, it looks like. Dude, that would have been crazy. Yeah, no kidding, True. Yeah, that was pretty wild. Meta is shutting down one of the best games on Oculus on March 15th. One of the most beloved free games for the Oculus is being discontinued March 15th, much to the dismay of nostalgic gamers. BOGO shutting down on March 15th. Meta is discontinuing BOGO alongside other games like Dead and Buried. BOGO, the beloved virtual reality pet app, will unfortunately no longer be available to play starting on March 15th. The MetaQuest team has officially communicated to all BOGO owners via email. All support for the game will cease across all Meta platforms starting Friday, March 15th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Originally released in 2019 as a free Oculus app that provided gamers with a short and lighthearted virtual reality experience, the game allowed players to own, raise, and interact with their own adorable alien-like virtual pet. The gameplay consisted of playing fetch with a BOGO pet, feeding it some delicious-looking BOGO food, brushing it, and engaging in various other entertaining mini-games with the little creature. While BOGO may not have been a highly intricate VR title, it did manage to provide its loyal fans with numerous hours of enjoyment. They didn't provide an explanation for why the game is being delisted. Speculation is that the new operating system will be rendering that game and others like it being delisted incompatible. Oh, BOGO! There you go. BOGO, fetch me a AAA game. BOGO, fetch me a VR headset that's not made by a terrible company. You know, how about that one? Get wrecked, nerd. I don't want one of those headsets that Soup wears. Dude, I'm gonna end on this. Yo, here's the thing about Alan Wake 2, Soup. At least I would have been able to beat that game had it not soft locked me. You just would have quit and said, it's too hard. How about that? Here we go. Best Konami game from every year in the 90s, dude. We're bound to have some Silent Hill in here. I was actually looking for Soup and His Violence. I know you got it. There it is, bro. Eat dust, McChicken. Bro, you gotta troll with the trolls. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do it sometimes. Yeah, you gotta play that game. The reason I pulled this up was because one of my favorite, like top 5 all-time favorite games was a Konami game, which is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That is the game that made me fall in love with Metroidvanias, as so many other people as well. And it really was, one of the earlier games in that genre that really set the tone for the way Metroidvanias have evolved and what Metroidvanias have turned into in the gaming industry as a whole. Hence the Vania part of Metroidvania. Castlevania Symphony of the Night was incredible and so good and is just will forever be a phenomenal gameplay experience. So if you like Metroidvanias and you like the retro games, I cannot express enough how much you should go play Castlevania Symphony of the Night because it's just so iconic. Throughout the 90s, Konami released one great game after another. I usually don't dive into these kinds of lists for the news segment, but figured like it might be a fun play for this morning. So, including games that are fondly remembered to this day. So, just going from 1990 to 1999. Number 10, 1990, Solid Snake. Yeah. Number 9, Turtles in Time. 1991. Turtles in Time was a banger, dude. Funny enough, dude, I tried to play, what was it, Shredder's Revenge? Bro, the hitboxes are so terrible. It drove me crazy. I remember playing these games back in the day and loving them, and now like they like tried to remake them for modern, but kept them retro, and the hitboxes were so balls. It just drove me crazy, dude. I couldn't do it. Contra 3: The Alien Wars, dude. Contra. I'm the first Contra. Konami code Contra was one I played with my cousin all the time on regular Nintendo. The whole up, down, down, left, right. Dude, just beat Contra over and over and over, Yo, nice, Ferret. Nice, dude. Nice. Yo, Turtles in Time was a banger. It was so good. Yeah. 1993 Rocket Knight Adventures. This is not one I'm familiar with. I have heard of it, but I did never really play this one. Police Knots, 1994. Another that I'm not really familiar with. Suikoden, 1995. I didn't ever play a whole lot of Suikoden, but I am familiar with this title for sure. Suikoden's coming back into prominence again. You know what I mean? A lot of Suikoden stuff coming out. Number 4. Ganbare, what is that? Goemon? Dude, I can't even read this. I didn't play this one. 96. Where did this release? Just PlayStation? Anybody play that? I think was 97 Castlevania. Yeah. Oh god, dude. There it is. Castlevania Symphony of the Night, dude. This game. such a good Metroidvania, dude, and just great RPG aspects to it and everything. Yeah, Konami's most well-known franchise, several amazing games, Castlevania, released in the 80s and 90s. Everything changed when they released the legendary Castlevania Symphony of the Night, a video game so influential, it's partially responsible for the birth of Metroidvania genre. Yeah. Dude, this game, incredible. Yeah, brought back the classic gothic horror elements of this franchise, changed things by adding RPG elements to its action platforming. Truly immersive experience. So good, dude. Metal Gear Solid 1998. Let's go. Yo, the poly graphics, dude. I love it. The PS1 times, man. Yeah. Silent Hill. Knew there'd be a Silent Hill in there, dude. Awesome. Number 1, Silent Hill 1999, dude. Awesome. Cool, man. Had to take a look at it. Had to take a look at the list because one of my favorite all-time games was going to be on there. I knew it, so I needed to make sure. I needed to make sure it would be. I had to, man. That's the news, yo. That's the news. You guys rock. We're gonna go play games. Probably do a little bit of Crab Champions, and then we'll do maybe a little bit of some Vermintide too, depending on how long it takes us to get through a run of like Crab Champions today. So I've got some other things going on this afternoon. I've got some gameplay stuff set aside. I've got some time I'm going to spend with my son today playing games and everything, so probably won't go super long today with the stream, probably 6 or 7 hours, something like that. And then I'll probably kill. I got some other work I need to get done. I've got it's the weekend, man. My son's like, we need to play games, and I'm like, yeah, we do, dude. So son wants to play games, so we're gonna do some weekend gaming together to end the weekend on tonight. So but we'll get some good gaming in. We got a good amount of time left, man, to get some fun in. And again, I'm sorry that we're not able to start Unicorn Overlord yet. We can blame Amazon, we'll just blame it on them because I was supposed to have it by last night at the latest, and apparently I'm not getting it until tomorrow, probably after stream. So we'll blame them. Join if I can, if you're still streaming, playing when I get back. If not, it is what it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, dude. Yeah, no worries, buddy. Yeah, all good. Yep. And we're just gonna make the most of it, dude. We've got an amazing, we've got an amazing schedule coming up. We're going to play Unicorn Overlord. We're going to play Dragon's Dogma 2 after that. Then we're going to play No Rest for the Wicked. Beginning May off, dude, is going to be Sons of the Forest 2, which looks like it's going to be Pinky, myself, Murdoch. We'll see who else gets in there. Dude, we got a lot of cool games popping off here pretty soon. So it's going to be good. But between today and tomorrow, we'll just play some community games. We'll just have some fun, and maybe some Crab Champions, some Vermintide 2. Who knows? Maybe some RoboQuest. We'll figure it out. We'll just have some fun, as we always do. If anybody's been able to hang out today, you're not familiar with what we do when we do it. 6 a.m. CST CDT, that is 7 a.m. Eastern or 4 a.m. Pacific. We always start off with video gaming news, like we're summing up right now, finishing up. Trying to stay current with the video gaming industry. Everything that happens, I mean, you name it. From new games coming out, games going away, anything happening on the industry side of it, between these companies that make up the world we immerse ourselves in, all of it. We try to stay current on everything happening, as well as promoting a healthier industry for ourselves as video gaming enthusiasts and consumers, So if you can dig that, come be a part of what we do. I'm always enjoy having other people's points of view to talk about these topics that we dive into, as well as always looking for people to help contribute to the topics that we find every single day and stuff like that too. So after that, we move on and we play games for the rest of the day like we're about to do. To everybody that was here and a part of the video gaming news segment today, thank you very much. Everybody that's always a part of our amazing community, you know how much I appreciate you. I hope you do anyways. If to anybody that's not a regular part of our community, we have an amazing community here. People that are always a part of what we do, creating a welcoming atmosphere, always supporting one another, lifting each other up, creating legitimate relationships, friendships in this community centered around just good vibes, man. Taking care of one another, being there for one another, being void of negativity and toxicity. It's all obviously centered around having fun, playing video games, having a good time, but also being civil about things and just having an actual good atmosphere to be in and take care of one another. So if you can dig that, man, come be a part of it. We're always looking for more cool peoples to be a part of what we do, man. And that's what it's all about for us here. So other than that, happy Sunday. I hope everybody's had an amazing weekend so far. I know I have, in large part because of all of you guys. So I'm going to run us an outro real quick to sum up the news segment. And as soon as that's over, I will be right back up here and we will start getting ready to play games. Okay, so until our next video gaming news segment tomorrow, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we'll start playing games in just a moment. Don't you go anywhere.